The English Proficiency Index by EF Education First is a rating of countries according to the average level of how well they speak English. All right, so EF states on its website, and I'm sure you guys know EF. It's one of the largest language schools in the world. They have many, many centers around the world. On their website, they say that the EF English Proficiency Index is the world's largest ranking of countries by adult English skills. And this year, they ranked 100 countries. So which country is number one? Which country is number one, do you think? The number one country this year is the Netherlands. Number two is Sweden. And number three is Norway. Pretty standard stuff, actually, as these countries invest heavily in English training. But the worst English speakers of the 100 were, according to EF, Saudi Arabia, number 98. Ouch, we have many Saudi listeners out there. Kazakhstan, 99, and Libya, 100. So I'm a little surprised by Saudi Arabia being so low. So where do some of the other James Rice Show listeners rank in the EF study here? Let's take a look. All right, Brazil, which is our number one listener group out there. You guys, 59th in the world. Ouch. Again, a little surprised. I'm a little surprised, Brazilians. I thought you'd score higher. The top South American country was Argentina. Yeah, they came in at 27. Japan, another popular listener of the James Rice Show, number 53. So right in the middle of the pack. Mexico, 67. Vietnam, you guys are falling. You guys are falling in your English skills. You dropped down from last year. 52. That is not good. Czech Republic, we've got a lot of Czech listeners. 23. Good job there. China, 40, and China has actually moved up a little bit. Well done. South Korea, 37. The top Asian country was Singapore, which came in at number 5. Yeah, 5th. Turkey, 79th. Ouch, Turkey. Taiwan, 38th. Thailand, 74. And Spain, you came in at 35. So you can actually Google this, the EF Proficiency Index, EPI, English Education First EPI Index. You can check it out, Google it, find out where your country ranks if I didn't tell you your ranking. So what does this all mean to you? Well, luckily, you don't have to read the report. I have read the report, and it does mean something. Sometimes it means something different for each country. But sometimes, for example, there are political and economic changes that are occurring in a country that will affect their ranking. You know, Saudi Arabia and Turkey, for example, you guys got lower scores, but you know, you've had a tough year with a lot of refugees coming in from Syria, a lot of problems in that area in terms of the refugee numbers, and that means that, you know, your country has to spend a lot more money, and they don't have as much money maybe to spend on English education, and they struggle perhaps also to attract quality English teachers to their country because maybe English teachers are nervous to go to that region if there are political or economic problems. So some of those external factors do affect your score and will affect your score. So what EF has stated in the report is quite interesting about these countries. So I want to go through a few of their important facts. Number one, countries that are innovating language training are showing great improvement. Like, hey, maybe allowing mobile devices in the classroom. Netherlands started introducing education technology and mobile learning in 2012. Boom, look at how well they're doing, number one. And of course, the most famous school in the world, perhaps, but certainly in Netherlands, they have no classes and no classrooms. You come in and learn. Check that one out on Google. It is amazing. And how about Sweden? Number 2, a recent research paper that was released in Sweden states that we find no impact on mobile phone bans on student performance. They write that the use of digital technology is so mixed in with their practice and with their schools in Sweden that using a mobile phone or banning mobile phones will have no effect. Where have you heard that before? Right here on the James Rice Show. Engaged students using tools that will help them to learn in the 21st century. What a winning combination. And so EF has confirmed that schools and countries that are innovating language training, they're showing the best results. Another result of innovation that EF found is that companies that are innovating are actually attracting more talented managers, administration people, teachers, teacher trainers. Gee, makes sense, right? Teachers, wouldn't you want to work at a school that is cutting edge, helping you to grow as a teacher, giving you a chance to use a lot of cool EdTech tools and training you on how to use them? That is what we say that's what we say is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision, no-brainer. You want to work in a company that has all of these amazing tools and helps to improve you. And so that's what the EF study says there. Now, many of you know that I want to see innovation, education technology, EdTech, mobile devices. I want to see these used in schools and by teachers. So I'm really happy to see this pop up on the EF research. All right, what else has EF found? They have also found that countries with high English proficiency, so their very high level of English, they tend to be more open and more fair. Yep. EF found that there is a relationship between how well you are connected, your society is connected with the world, both socially and politically. That will help boost your English scores. So societies that are kind of turned inward, that don't share, that maybe have a huge bureaucracy. And this happens in Canada, where our bureaucracy is so big that it is really hard to change our education because there are so many players and such a big bureaucracy that in the public system, it's hard to make changes. So innovation tends to come more in the private school area. And those schools that operate like in that huge bureaucracy tend to score lower. They just tend to score lower. It's harder to innovate. All right, some other facts. Speakers between 26 and 30 were the best English speakers in the world. That is good. That's good to know. So 26 to 30, you guys are beating out all other age groups. Well done. So you see, you can learn. It doesn't matter how old you are. And in fact, the older you get, the better you get. Number two, let's see another fact here. English proficiency generally is improving worldwide. So everyone's English is getting better. So that's good to hear. That's positive. Technology is spreading English training at a faster rate. So obviously, online learning and the ease of getting these courses online and finding teachers online is really impacting the level of English. So well done at getting online and learning English. And also, through YouTube and podcasts and things like that. Why not? Number four, another fact we got here. Not being able to speak and use English is really hurting people's career and job prospects. So there is a big gap in income between those that can speak English and those that cannot. So if you need an incentive, if you're young and you need an incentive to learn English, you can get a better job. Basically, that's what they're saying. You can get a better job, make more money, have a happier life, and you don't have to be super rich, but at least you can be comfortable. All right. The EU, the European Union, is the top region in the world. All right, that makes sense. They've always been very innovative and great in terms of English language. The Middle East is dropping. You guys are falling behind a bit, so you guys need to work. But there are some good things being done in the Middle East and some investment being made, but maybe it hasn't quite caught up yet to showing up on the EF index here. But we'll watch for that. Asia, you guys are high and low, so there are some countries that are really, really great and some countries that are still low. So China is rising, but Japan is still very frustratingly low. And I hope this next generation that I taught many of you Japanese out there, I hope you guys can affect some change on how English is taught in your country, because it is unacceptable that you're still so low in terms of the index. What else do we have here? Latin America has improved, but interestingly, only those countries that invested heavily into teacher training. That was not Mexico and not Brazil. So my Mexican and Brazilian friends, more teacher training, please. Invite me down, especially in the winter, January, February here in Canada. I am happy to help you, and I'm happy to work in Cancun or Rio. Let me know, and I will be down on the next flight. Now, what is the advice that EF has for schools and students according to their research? So let's start with students. What does the survey suggest you need to do to improve your English? Number one, you need to be a forever student. Yeah, you must keep studying. There is no way around it. You need to keep your brain active in English. Just like I need to keep going to the gym, I need to keep eating healthy to keep my weight down. You have to keep studying English. All right, that's pretty obvious, really, when you think about it. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. A lot of teachers tell you that, and that's the challenge. But just because you finish studying abroad and you go back home, you got to keep studying. All right, and if you have a job and you want to get a promotion, you want to keep your English, you got to find a way to keep studying. And number two, they suggest try to study English every day. And as I have told many of you, read a book, read a novel like Harry Potter each day. Read a little bit from the book. That keeps your English active in your brain. It's like exercising every day. If you can read a little bit, that English vocabulary comes up to the front of your brain. It remains there and it grows there. And while you may not be speaking English and practicing the spoken word, at least the brain will maintain that English level, and of course you'll get new vocabulary from that. So read. Practice speaking out loud. Yes, how many times have I told you this too? Sing English songs. Memorize lines from your favorite movies and repeat them. Just read out loud on the subway. Doesn't matter if you're bothering people, just read out loud. All right, so EF is preaching from the James Rice podcast. I love it. Yes, just practice speaking out loud by yourself, in the shower, whatever you want. Watch TV or listen to podcasts in English. Yes, hello, great news. Every week we produce 3 podcasts, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Listen. There are many podcasts out there. I try to keep the English at a good level for you so you can understand and watch TV, watch YouTube, all in English. And the last one, number 5, they suggest travel to an English-speaking country, which, of course, EF is going to promote this idea, but it is really, it is the best way to learn English. If you can travel and live abroad for a month, 2 months, your English will really, really improve. Of course, if you can go longer, that is better. All right, so what about schools? What does EF suggest for schools? So if you are a student, maybe you can let your teachers and let the administration know, or if you are a teacher, maybe you bring this up in your next teachers meeting. Number 1, EF is suggesting that you get students speaking in class, after class, during activities, school trips, guest speakers. Get students up, moving, and using English. Very, very simple, very hard to do, experiential learning. Keep attacking those administrators. Get students out on activities. get them out of the classroom, take them to the restaurant to order food, get them to the coffee shop where they can order a coffee, take them to the dentist, the doctor's office so they can practice their English. As you know, I have Anesh Daya here on the spot language in Toronto who does an amazing job of getting the students out to learn English. You cannot learn sometimes just sitting behind a desk. Get them up, get them moving, get them out. Okay? It's very simple, very clear, very easy, and EF says so. Nice. Well, I'm glad EF. And I'm really happy a lot of these things that we've been talking about here, EF is showing in their research. It should be done more. All right, next one. They say, get your teachers sharing. Yeah. So I see more and more teachers willing to share if there is a forum or a workshop or development days, somewhere where they can often share. But too many times they are burdened with paperwork, too much paperwork, and that's too bad. So finding ways to get teachers to share is very, very helpful to a school's growth. They also suggest that we should help teachers improve their English. So they're talking about non-native teachers here, and certainly helping them to improve and giving them proper training is very important for countries to build a good supply of teachers. Governments, you should not be relying on just foreign teachers coming in to do the teaching. You need to build up your own people. There needs to be training centers for English teachers in each country so that they can learn, they can practice, they can learn different techniques, but also they improve their own English, and you create a supply of English teachers rather than just relying on foreigners coming in to teach and train your teachers. So, it's a really good one. It's a bigger kind of issue, but it's a good one for the countries that are developing and need to develop teacher training. Brazil, Mexico, you guys need to improve on your teacher training. And teach other classes like math, science, or history in English. So using English outside of ESL classes, of course, is a very fast way to improve the English level of your students. And, in secondary schools, if they can have one or two classes, such as history, American history perhaps, or maybe a science in English, that is quite valuable. So parents, if you're looking around for private schools, perhaps international schools, find out, make sure that they're doing the English training in some of the other subjects, not just ESL. So lots of good stuff in the EF Proficiency Index. Lots to think about. Check it out on Google. And I know that some people do not like the way EF is doing this, but it's something new. It's not actually new. They've been doing this for a few years. I think maybe seven years that I'm aware of. Anyways, it takes time. It's new. It takes time to develop. And I have to say that this report was very interesting to read, and they have been getting better and better and more in depth. So good job, EF. It was an interesting read. Please check it out.
Have you downloaded the Study It ESL textbooks yet for your classroom? The Study It textbooks are the first ever digital and interactive textbooks. Once downloaded, Wi-Fi is no longer required. Each book contains video and audio exercises, detailed grammar keynotes, reading and writing assignments, and amazing speaking projects. Grammar, conversation, pronunciation, business English, and listening textbooks are available. Visit www.studyitbooks.com for more information.